Well, hello. Let me know if you can hear me. God bless every single one of you. Riddler, Joseph Stream, Gomez, just amazing guys. I really appreciate you. And much love to you all. And all of you watching, God bless you all. So I was just reading, again, I'm still reading the book of Matthew. And I was thinking, you know what, maybe one day I'm going to do a stream just reading out the book of Matthew. Because it's all about the miracles that Jesus performed and warms my heart every time I read it. So I won't be doing that right now. I'm going to focus on exposing the Premier League and a few other things. So again, much love to all of you. I'm going to focus on Manchester City's game and Arsenal. I've got a code that I'm going to read out that Chuck did for West Ham to beat Palace. Big shout out to my brother Rico Gomez in the chat, and Lazaro. Just awesome coders. Riddler. The list goes on. I need to give my brother a Beda call. He's got a really amazing TikTok which exposes the Premier League and how coded it is. I need to do that. So I'm looking forward to this. Hey, John David, BK2. Sfarley is in the building, my brother. Just saying this. God bless you, mate. Hope you well. Hope you well. Secret Warrior, how are you doing? Right. So I'm going to start with the Patrick's in the house. Guys, I am blessed that now there's certain names that come up. And I'm like, there we go. Okay. Riddler said it to me today. He was like, don't worry when it tells you that there's 20 people watching out of 12,000. That's not the case. But he always leaves comments. So at least I know that what I'm doing is valuable. And there's people here that are listening who I care about. So I'm very grateful when you leave your comments to acknowledge that you are in the chat. So I know that it's definitely worth doing the stream. So Warrior in Christ, mate. I love that. That's a great name. Now I'm going to start with City. So there's a good chance this year that City do get this points deduction. There is a very good chance, in my opinion. And they've received 115 charges. And we know Lucifer equals 115. And I find it interesting that Man City received 115 charges the year that the US election is on 11/5. I am telling you guys, I think I've shown you very well that sports, politics, pandemics, wars, biblical scripture, everything is just connected into one. Now, this is basically indicating that Manchester City as a club are corrupt, which makes complete sense. They've won 5 out of the last 6 Premier League titles. And we know that politics is corrupt. So that 115 is no accident. And look here, it says over 100 counts of breaching financial rules across a 10-year period. Didn't say 115 here in this paragraph. It has to say over 100 counts across a 10-year period. And 10 times 10 is 100. And Satan gets you 10. Like, I can really break down these articles so well. And I've learned a lot by doing that, especially when I'm coding sports games. They often tell me who's going to win in the build-up when I look at the numbers. Now, I see this happening. And if that does happen, all I'm going to say is go to my website to see who I think is going to win it. Now, the City game, all right, big shout out to Rico and Gomez, I think. But Rico had this unbelievable code for Haaland and he got a hat-trick. And a few people took that. Now, Ipswich took the lead after 7 minutes, right? 7 minutes. I was like, whoa, that's a shock. But then Haaland equalized after 12. He's so connected to 9-11. So he scored after 12 minutes. Ipswich after 7. 1-2-7. Buildings 1-2 and 7. Came down on 9-11. And when I saw that 12-7, I was like, this game's going to go 3-1 at some point. Because 127 is the 31st prime. And I was like, actually, it's going to go 3-1, but City could get a fourth. It's either City get a fourth and it's 4-1, or the game finishes with 4 goals. Because the opening goal was after 7 minutes, the fourth prime number. And then City scored 3 goals in 4 minutes. All right. 12, 14, and 16. Like, outrageous. And Haaland, that was his 23rd career hat-trick. He's number 9. 23, the 9th prime. City now have 9 points in all competitions. And Big Haaland wears number 9. So again, if you want to go look at my code for the Golden Boot winner, which I've got right the last 2 years, you might want to come check it out. So they win this 4-1. But I'm reading that Ipswich put up a fight. Always the same thing. Put up a fight, a valiant fight, but City were just too good for them on the day. And we know today is 8-24-24. It couldn't be any more Kobe Bryant. All right? Can I get a woo? It couldn't be any more Kobe Bryant. All right? Who wore number 8 and 24 on today's Kobe Bryant day. And City have to win 4-1. They had to win 4-1, didn't they? I've shown you City, Arsenal, Barcelona, these major teams heavily connect to Kobe. And Kobe Bryant equals 41, and he died at age 41. All right, today's been all about him. I knew I would nail his birthday and today. 1 second. So yeah, the 4-1 is not an accident. It's not an accident. Now, what I want to ask you all before I go into the City code, please hit the like button. Thank you all who are watching. Please hit the like button, every single one of you. I did my video about Ronaldo yesterday, and within 2 minutes, it had 13 likes. All right, 13 likes. And then it went down to 3. So what I want to show you, I may as well just show you it here. What I was trying to show you. Now, you all remember, just give me a woo here if you're keeping up. And Chuck, I'm gonna definitely read out all your comments in a moment. Do you all remember this pose from CR7, the GOAT, yeah? Just give me a woo if you all remember this. Okay, I'll show you it here. You all remember that pose, yeah? His head's looking up, his eyes are closed, and his hands are together. And I was trying to figure out what it was. I was like, what is this? Some sort of like vampire? What is this? I know what it is. All right. It's this. So a lot of you didn't realize this. So I shared this image, right? What I wanted to emphasize was the boy. The boy is doing exactly that pose, guys. He's doing the CR7. He's looking up. He's got his hands together. He's doing the CR7. And who's he looking up to? The guy I say that they all worship. Baphomet, the GOAT. Ronaldo's often referred to as the GOAT. Guys, he's doing that pose. A lot of you missed this. So I'm showing you now. So again, I get right in. I think this is as much as I can zoom in. That's the child looking up to the GOAT. Now think how many children look up to Ronaldo. And this is the pose that he did. It's the kid looking up at Baphomet, the GOAT. Can I get a woo? Can you see this? Like, I think that for me is absolutely spine chilling. And I was like, okay, 13 likes instantly. This is going to go around. A lot of people are going to see this. And it's still on 13 likes, I think. Right. So I wanted to show you that. When I say that these athletes worship Baphomet, I ain't joking. All right? I'm not reaching. I'm not joking. I'm not trying to destroy your fantasy, like to upset you. I'm telling you, I've been guided to do this work. I have. I clearly have been guided to do this work and expose this. Guys, I loved pro football. I loved the Premier League. I was a massive Ronaldo fan. I was a massive Man United fan, a massive England fan. I would watch football all levels, all right? And now I'm doing this. I'm exposing it all. And it's still like, oh, this is strange for me. I coached 6 kids this morning, okay? So I still love the game, but I can't tolerate this deception now, guys. I haven't been able to tolerate it for a long time. So I'll just show you an image here, guys, that this is what I'm into. I was coaching this morning. I love the game of football. I ain't going to stop loving it. Now, yes, exactly. I've shared it on my website, ASG, God bless you. Mason Mount has a tattoo of Baphomet on his leg. It's on his Instagram page. Mason, okay, Mount, like Sermon on the Mount. And he got the tattoo whilst he signed with the Red Devils. One of the most overrated players to ever play in the Premier League is Mason Mount. The only reason he played for England is this satanic Masonic connections. Can I get a woo? Okay. Yeah, Gene, a lot of people didn't notice that and acknowledge. They just saw Baphomet. They're like, okay, he's talking about Ronaldo and Baphomet again. The kid next to Baphomet is doing the exact same pose as Cristiano Ronaldo. And it's an unbelievable connect. Julie said 11 likes. Remember to like and share. Yes, please, guys. As I have 33 people watching, 33rd Premier League season. Now, what about Arsenal, who just signed number 33? Riccardo Calaflori, all right? Italian. How interesting that he wears number 33 and it's the 33rd Premier League season. Hey? Now, I'm going to get into the City Code, then I'm going to read your comments. I'm going to look into what Chuck's sharing. Gibbs, number 10 at Nottingham Forest, made it 1-0. Great catch. I didn't even know Forest were playing right now. Thank you for that. Gundogan is back. And did you see what jersey he's wearing, BK2? Do you see the jersey number that Gundogan's wearing? It's number 19. His original number was number 8. 19 is the 8th prime. Gundogan signed with Manchester City in 2016. And he returned 8 years later. Okay? Gundogan. So just all coded. But again, fans just go, no, Guardiola loves Gundogan. He fits Guardiola's style of play. This, that, and the other. They don't see the code. Look into NASCAR. Car number 8 and 24 look good. Also 17. Yeah, you can't write off 8 and 24 on 824. It might be a bit too blatant. But it will all be about Kobe. Everything today will be about Kobe Bryant. Mark my words. Yeah, Gundogan's back at City. He came on today off the bench. Now, this was my code for Man City. I kept it simple. I always code City games because I know everything about City, which is strange because I was a diehard United fan. So I said, Man City should beat Ipswich and advance to 6 points and keep Ipswich on 0, like 60. Today is Kobe Bryant Day, and he scored 60 points in his last ever NBA game. Man City, they've been charged with 115 charges, and the 60th quadrennial US election is on 11/5, which is bonfire night, guys. Now, this next bit, Chuck, I want to woo from Chuck here. All right, this find, these are the finds that I love. I'm like, why did Ipswich go up? Why is their coach their coach? What's his numbers? So I go searching. Now, these numbers can help me for the whole season now. So the Ipswich town coach, I was like, okay, he did very well in recent years. And their coach is Kieran McKenna. And I was like, okay, born May the 14th, 1986 in London. All right. Wait, May the 14th, 1986. So you're telling me that the Ipswich coach is 38 years old and he was born exactly 38 years after Israel declared its independence, and Pep Guardiola can stay on 38 Premier League losses, and 3 times 8 equals 24, and City can become 3-0-0 in all competitions on the 24th day of the year, and the movie 300 is about war, and 300 is the 24th triangular number, and Man City can get their 24th win versus Ipswich. Ipswich have actually beaten Man City more than City have beaten Ipswich. Okay, because before City got all this money pumped into them, they were a very average football team, average football club. Now, something I called before the season began to all of you, I said, Man City might not lose for a long time in the Premier League. Why? Because Man City are on 287 all-time Premier League losses. And World War I began on 28-7. And as soon as KDB made it 2-1 after 14 minutes, I was like, okay, now this is just a case of how many does City get because they've won. Why? I knew the 287. And I know 287 is the 14th pentagonal number. So when I saw KDB, the captain of the Red Devils Belgium, score after 14 minutes and City won 287 losses, I was like, again, I'm like, okay, how many are they going to get? Or is it like, come on, Ipswich, make it 2-2. Let City score late because they're winning. I'm not saying that I always have this ability, but I usually do, where I'm like, I've seen where the game's going super early. And again, Ipswich scored first. There was some value for 5 minutes, but there was some. Because obviously City equalised 5 minutes later from the penalty spot. I think you're going to see a lot of penalties this year in the 33rd Premier League season because the word penalty equals 33. So I know a lot of you play Fantasy Premier League. I get it. I used to love it. I completely understand why you still play it. To be honest, I don't. If you have a Fantasy Premier League team, look to put in players who are on penalties because you're going to see a lot of them. Okay? You're going to see a lot of them. I've looked into posts, but still cannot find Adam's top goal scorer and Premier League winner. Brother, I asked you to email me and I will send you the links to them. They're there. Can somebody on my website back it up? Can somebody give me a woo? Don't tell everybody who they are. Please do me that favor. But can you give me a woo if I have actually posted a future for the Premier League and a future for the Golden Boot? Somebody in the chat just to confirm that I did all of this, put it out before the season began. Just need one person to give me a woo in the chat. Anybody? Nobody? Surely somebody here has read it. It's been there a while. All right, Gomez with the woo. He's a really good guy. Now, Pep Guardiola advanced to 1,114 points as the head coach of Man City. 11-14. That's King Charles's birthday. Okay? And remember when King Charles was coronated, Manchester City and Guardiola, they won the treble. And I do recall that King Charles was coronated on Cole Palmer's 21st birthday whilst he was playing for Manchester City. And 2 Corinthians 11:14, I've told you the royal family, basically the children of Satan. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. Now think about this. All these players are clearly under possession. And they are transformed into angel of light. All right? People worship them and cheer for them. And that's why they're always doing like these good deeds. You'll see them. Okay? Because they're children of Satan. Now, Ipswich stayed on 57 Premier League wins. And Kobe won 5 out of 7 NBA finals. So I was like 99.9% sure City would win. And then my website, few people had Haaland hat-trick. Quite a few had him to score a brace. Things like that. And I do believe Rico33 is the best there is at coding goal scorers. Now, does he get everything right? No, nobody does. But I think when it comes to coding goal scorers, I've never come across anybody better. I think Chuck's absolutely unbelievable with his finds and his knowledge of history and war. I've not met anybody better. And God bless all of you who leave your insights. Guys, I love that we're learning from one another. And we share our finds, and more often than not, we can get to the bottom of it. I really do enjoy that aspect of the website. So God bless you. Right. What I'm going to do now is I want you all to do something. Then I'm going to read out Chuck's comments. Go to the Premier League table. Let's see who the first person is to see it. Go to the Premier League table and tell me what you see with the top 3 positions. Hey, Benjamin, God bless you. Hope you're well. Thank you, Riddler, saying he did it. I appreciate that. Charles coronated 68 weeks ago exactly. Are you kidding me? So no wonder Gundogan made his return today. Oh, my word, Chuck. Let me confirm this. So I've shown you Man City are so connected to the royal family, especially to King Charles. Arsenal are more connected to Elizabeth. So, oh my word. So King Charles was coronated exactly 68 weeks ago, which is 1 year, 3 months, and 18 days. I never knew that, Chuck. I'm going to have to mark this down. It's Revelation 13:18. Here is wisdom, let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666, which is 666. And 68 weeks is exactly 1 year, 3 months, and 18 days. Spine chilling. I've got chills. Guys, ping the like button. Stay calm, Adam, because I still believe I should have like millions of people watching me. It sounds arrogant and cocky. I see 34 people. And it's like, oh, stay calm, Adam, stay calm. The fines are just staggering. Now, Gundogan, he was the captain for Manchester City when they won the treble, when they won the 68th edition of the European Cup with a 68th minute winning goal, and Guardiola got his 337th point when City won the Champions League in the Champions League, which is the 68th prime. Gundogan, the captain, was born with 68 days left in the year. Remember last year I had Guardiola to go 6-8 in Premier League titles, the season that ended on 68 date emoji pure. Well, Gundogan was born with 68 days left in the year, and he's just made his return for Manchester City exactly 68 weeks after King Charles III was coronated. Charles was coronated on 5-6, and Man City have won 5 out of the last 6 Premier Leagues. Royal family equals 56. It's why the Royals in the MLB have stayed on 56 losses for a while now. That's in baseball. Yeah, what's the British royal family got to do with baseball? They connect to everything. It's Revelation 5:6 is what it is. So, Chuck, how on earth is 68 weeks, 1 year, 3 months, and 18 days, 1318, which is how 666 is the number of the beast? Now, Benjamin's seen it. If you go to the top 3 in the Premier League, incredible work, Adam. Thank you. But people like Chuck inspire it. Can we have a woo for Chuck? Chuck told me the 68 weeks. I am then the one who can find the 1 year, 3 months, 18 days, connect all the 68s, which he can as well. Remember, all world wars began on 68 date numerology. And this find is what Chuck told me ages ago, that Adolf Hitler died a span of exactly 68 months after World War II began. The Gunners, Arsenal, Cannonball, all of this. Why they're suddenly really good since Russia invaded the Ukraine. Now, what about my code yesterday for Atlanta Braves to beat Washington? Washington dropped to 9-11 for the month, exactly 911 days after Russia invaded the Ukraine. They won it in the 10th. Like, it was so hard to code and play, like, so hard. Usually it's easy for me, but they won it in extra innings. So often when I code baseball, my games go to extra innings. Has anybody noticed this on my website? Give me a woo. So often I'll code a baseball game and it goes to like extra innings. I'm drawn to code these games that are super close. So often. It's actually wild. Often with the NFL as well, the games I code go to the last play. It's mental. We're here to share knowledge. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I said that 33rd Premier League, 33rd Olympics. It's funny that Bayern Munich on 33 league titles, isn't it? That's all I'm going to say about that one. Hitler became the Chancellor of Germany in 33. 1 second. EPL in Gematria is 33. One second, guys. I'm going to go to the beginning of all your comments, then I'm going to break down some things that I saw. But you all saw this, didn't you? The top 3 in the Premier League is 6 points, 6 points, 6 points. Your top 3 must be Brighton, Man City, and Arsenal. Can you see the 666? The top 3, 6 points, 666, 36 triangular number, 36 square root is 6. So I've shown you for 4 years the Premier League is coded, but for 2 years I've shown you it's satanic. Guys, there's got to be a reason why billions of us watch it. Because let's just break it down. And I don't like saying this, being an athlete and a footballer and coaching it. Like, I appreciate the game of football. But why are so many people, billions, drawn to watching guys kick a ball around the field? And now with VAR, it's destroyed the game. Like, you rarely ever get amazing goals anymore in the Premier League. The Euros was an absolute joke in regards to the quality. But we're so drawn to it. And who's the god of this world? Satan. So if something's so heavily popular, so heavily influential, who do you think's behind it? It's the devil. So again, remember, Jesus is the Lion of Judah. And when most people think about a lion, obviously you think about the lion in the jungle, or you think about Lion King, or you think about the Premier League, don't you? With the lion with the crown. When in reality, in the Bible, Jesus is the Lion of Judah, and he comes back with his crown and a sword to conquer the devil. So I try and show you this, like, do the codes, have a high hit rate, reveal it, but show you it's biblical and show you it's Satan mocking the Bible more often than not. God's not coding the games. God doesn't care who wins the Premier League. Satan has a lot of influence over the world. Okay? Especially like entertainment, politics. That's Satan. Okay? And he's allowed that. And he uses that to lead you away from Jesus. And then they do the celebrations mocking Jesus. Now, let me tell you this. I need to know, somebody give me a woo if you watched the Arsenal game or you saw the goals. The Premier League is dead. Yeah, it has been for a few years now. So Secret Warrior saw the game and he saw the goals. How many times does Trossard have to come off the bench and score like that? I will tell you all who bet, or again, even if you have a fantasy team, when Trossard comes off the bench, he's probably going to score, or is at least going to be involved in a goal, maybe an assist. Every time he comes on, number 19, because it's a huge number with the Queen. Queen equals 19. She was vaccinated for COVID-19 on 1/9, all right, January the 9th. She heavily connects to the 19. The 19 connects to 9/11 because there was 19 hijackers. It's a big number. The moon cycles 19 years and all of that. But let me tell you something. Secret Warrior's there. He can back it up. I can't show you this. Now, I saw the goal. And Saka basically cut it back. Havertz went for it, like deflected off him or a defender. And it went to Trossard. Ball was a bit behind him. It was a really good finish. And it was his first touch. He so often scores like so soon after coming off the bench. And I'll tell you this, Secret Warrior, help me out here because a lot of people wouldn't have seen that. He didn't celebrate. Okay? He was like that. He looked like he just lost a penalty shootout, guys. If you watch Match of the Day still, it might show you when I can't do it because people screenshot me. He puts the 666 to his eyes. All right. We know he does that. I'm telling you, guys, I've got this discernment. Please watch it. Maybe you can watch the highlights. He scored. This is a huge goal because Arsenal really struggle at Villa Park. And Villa, the villains, all of a sudden are a really strong Premier League team like they used to be back in the day. Can you give me a woo? Villa used to be very strong early doors in the Premier League. They were one of the top teams. And they're back to being one of the top teams. Remember, Prince William's favourite team is Aston Villa, the villains. Now, Trossard scored, all right, pretty late in the game. Now, I knew Arsenal were not losing. I stated that. I wasn't certain they'd win, but I knew they weren't losing. So again, I'm like, if Villa score, I'd easily go in on Arsenal double chance. It's the smartest way. But it was super close. And Villa hit the bar. Ollie Watkins missed an open goal. This is arguably the second best striker for England after Harry Kane, although he's probably a better player, to be honest. I don't rate Harry Kane. He's missed an open goal. Villa hit the bar. It took a deflection, which you can't rehearse. It's hit the underside of the bar. It's come out to Ollie Watkins about 6 yards out. All he has to do is head it in the corner. And Raya, okay, number 22, massively satanic number. There's 22 chapters in the book of Revelation. He made this honestly unbelievable save. Unbelievable save, right? When it was 0-0. And going back to Trossard, guys, he looked devastated that he scored. It's almost like, okay, if I score in this game, something's going to happen to my family. And they told him that. And he scored. And it's like, and it was for like a minute, the camera was on him. And he was like, and he wasn't trying to act cool. You know, some of them that do this, someone like Zlatan or whatever, and they just stand there. Or when Cantona put up his collar and he was like all of that. It was the look of a guy who was either embarrassed that he scored because he knew he was gonna, or that something bad's about to happen to him or his loved ones. I'm telling you, you have to watch it. Famine equals 33. That's interesting because Arsenal's record signing is Declan Rice. All right. And we know a lot of the nations that struggle with famine, they live off rice, don't they? In Africa. Yeah, Bowen keeps scoring because the Antichrist connects to the bow. All right. So any connects to the Queen, Bowen. He's another one you need in your fantasy team. This is Revelation 6:2. Remember when I coded the Giants to go 6-2, 6-2, San Francisco, because the Church of Satan was founded in San Francisco? This is Revelation 6:2. Look at that, Chuck. And I saw and behold a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering and to conquer. And you've got Bowen, the first three letters of his last name, Bow, and he is definitely in the top 5. Chuck, you can back me up. I know Lockwood knows. Bowen is in the top 5 for his numbers connected to the Queen. And that verse talks about a bow, and it talks about a crown. Okay? That Bowen has almost every Queen number there is, and he's got that bow in his name. And remember as well that all knees will bow when Jesus returns. Can I get an amen? The Bible tells us that all knees are going to bow. So, again, keep an eye on Bowen. For those who gamble, for those who have a fantasy team. That's why he got called up to England and went to the Euros, guys. Not that long ago, he was playing for Hull City, the Tigers, some tiger symbolism. The names are big. Listen, guys, smash that like button, please. I want to get to at least 100 today. So if you're watching and you've just tuned in, please hit the like button. Please share it. I feel like in the last 34 minutes, it's been so clean with the information that will make everybody think who watches it. So please hit that like button. So yeah, their name is crucial. Their date of birth is crucial. Their jersey number is crucial. Okay. Often if they have a nickname, it's crucial. When they signed for their team, that date is crucial. This is why there's certain players that are unbelievable against certain teams, or there's certain teams that really struggle against other teams. and they call it like a voodoo or whatever. Okay? There's always like that one team. It's like, oh, we don't want to play them. It's like, well, the bottom of the league. What does it really matter? Yeah, but we always struggle against them. Why? Because of the code. Yeah, Ezi for Ezekiel. And Ezi, all right, his birthday is 2/6. And the book of Ezekiel is the 26th book of the Bible. Can I get a woo, brother? All right, that Ezi for Palace, again, I'm going to read out Chuck's Palace code. Palace connect to the royal family. No, Ezi's 26 years old and he wore number 26 for England. And Ezekiel is the 26th book of the Bible. I revealed all of this in my Euros book with Eze. Because I always talk about Ezekiel. It's why Ezekiel 38 is about Armageddon, which is the final war that precedes the second coming of Christ. That's why I've said for a long time, Guardiola is on 38 Premier League losses. And he's not lost since I called it. Ages ago. He's still on those 38 losses. It's Ezekiel 38. It's why at 38 years old, LeBron James scored 38 points on the 38th day of the year. Now, that would be crazy in itself, yeah? Can somebody give me a woo? That's crazy. Whoa, a 38-year-old? He got 38 points on the 38th day of the year. Okay, that's pretty wild. Not only that, he did that to become the all-time leading point scorer in the history of the NBA. This wasn't just some regular game. At age 38, LeBron James, who they call King James, which is blasphemy to Christ, who's the King of Kings, scored 38 points on the 38th day of the year against the Thunder, and it tells us that God has a voice like thunder, right? To become the all-time leading point scorer in the NBA. I've talked about 38 for ages. So when I'm telling you guys, woo! When I'm telling you that Ipswich Town's coach was born exactly 38 years after Israel declared its independence, now you know why he's coaching Ipswich. All right? Whose logo is a white horse. The Antichrist rides on a white horse. They're called the Tractor Boys. It connects to famine. Who's their super fan? Ed Sheeran, who connects to Revelation. Now, why does Ed Sheeran support Ipswich when he grew up like 20 minutes away from me in Halifax? Why does he support Ipswich? I'm sure there'll be a story behind it. All right. Ed Sheeran was busking on the streets of Halifax. All right. When I was working in a school in Halifax. Why does he support Ipswich? Job 38. Then the Lord answered Job out of the whirlwind and said, who is this who darkens counsel by words without knowledge? Wow. Now prepare yourself like a man, I will question you, and you shall answer me. That is like, God has a lot of power in his voice. Do you know what I mean? Our God is powerful, guys. Society want you to see Jesus as this weak and defeated, long-haired, feminine-looking guy on a cross. God is powerful, like power that you can't comprehend. All right? And when you have the Holy Spirit, he is so powerful. He's almighty, all-knowing. This is the worship. Like, he deserves worship. He's the Almighty. What about that wrestler? What's his name? Bobby Lashley. And his nickname's the Almighty. Triple H, the King of Kings. Give me a woo if you want me to do another live stream about wrestling in the future. Because I know wrestling inside out. I think I may know more about wrestling than football, which is mental. So growing up, like my life as a teenager was football, girls, wrestling. Not a bad life without God. You know what I mean? When you don't know God, you're like, okay, play football, get the girls, watch wrestling. All right, you're like ticking every box. Although that is not the life that we're supposed to be living. Satan had me, didn't he? And I know that he don't have me anymore. Adam 5 in a row isn't happening. I don't see it. But you never know. This is City. This is Pep Guardiola. You just don't know. Yeah, exactly. Marcus Rashford. I've done a video about that. Marcus, which is like Mark us. And that's why he does that. He points to his temple. The mark of the beast is in your right hand or your forehead, and your temple is actually part of your forehead. I've done my research, guys. I've told you I've studied anatomy at a really high level. That's why I can call out these, I can't say the word on YouTube anymore, these deceivers with their gender, okay? I can do it because I know human anatomy. And guys, don't you think that every single one of us should have been learning about human anatomy at school? Every single grade, we should have been learning about anatomy. We should know everything about the human body, or as much as we can. All right? Now, from what I remember, the only time I learned about the human anatomy was at college and university. I was never taught it at primary school, middle school, or grammar school. I was never taught anything about anatomy. But then I did my sports development and physical education degree and all of that. Of course, we learned about anatomy. But it's something that's so important. And if the world could see what I see in regards to like how somebody walks and the hips don't lie and things like that, it would be called out. It would be exposed, but people don't know about it. They don't know that. So I'm trying my best to help you. I could look into Liv Morgan, who obviously has a male last name. She worked at Hooters, didn't she? But as of now, no. But I can find anything on anyone. I know she's dating that Dominic Mysterio, and he has a female gait. Next time you watch wrestling and you watch Dominic Mysterio, Rey Mysterio's son, watch how he walks, crosses his legs over. Watch. Now, Chuck, do you mind if I read out your code? Disclaimer, this is Chuck's work, not mine. I'm going to read it. This is, again, I'll say it again. This is the work of Chuck, who is like a brother to me now. He's a great guy. I wish him the best. Here's his code. Now, to be honest, I only saw this code after the game for me. I know he does them before. I can tell by the tense. If I saw this before, I would have put it on my website all day long. So he said, blatant Queen riddle for West Ham. I think their stadium's the one that's closest to Buckingham Palace, as far as I'm aware. It's really close to the Queen Elizabeth Jubilee line. So they do heavily connect. That's why, who was the captain, Chuck? Who was the captain when England won the World Cup? Number 6 in 66, when Elizabeth handed him the trophy, it was Bobby Moore. Who was he the captain for? West Ham United. West Ham really connect to the royal family as well. Pretty much all these top London clubs do. Chelsea, remember the preparation for the Queen's funeral was Operation London Bridge, and Chelsea play at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea right now, guys, have 42 players signed up. 42. And they announced that, and then the day after, they beat Servette 2-0, and they scored their goals, guys. They scored the goals after 50 minutes and 76. And 50 plus 76 is 126. And 42 months is 1,260 prophetic days. It's why Charles was coronated the 126th day of the year. Can you believe that? I was trying to figure out, why do Chelsea keep signing players? They keep signing players. It's 42, guys. If you've been watching my work for a long time, the 42 may be the biggest number there is right now with the world, because the beast's reigning for 42 months. I'll show you the image just so I can back it up. Then I'll go back to Chuck's code. I took a screenshot of it. I take too many screenshots. Here's the confirmation that they won 2-0. They scored after 50 and 76 minutes, which gets you 126. But where are you? Too many photos. I might not be able to find it. But you can look it up. I'll try one more time to find it. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna break something else down. Here. And notice how it uses the word proud. Can you guys see that? Chelsea proud, all right, like pride, proud of 42-man first team pool with a total of 191 years remaining on their deals. 42-man squad. And then you got the 191 with the Society of Jesus, okay? 42. Why do you need a 42-man squad? Why would you sign for Chelsea? All right, only 11 players can start. Why would you go there? People are, you know what they're all going to say, guys? Well, they want money. They want a long-term contract. They justify it. Satan is cunning, is crafty. They're there because it's the code. Can I get a woo? It's not because, they want a long-term contract. They want to live in London. Who wants to live in London right now? Let's be honest. London's a nightmare right now. All right? Somebody sent me a video today of a Eastern European guy on the streets of London with a turkey on his head. He sat there with an actual turkey that you would eat on Christmas Day on his head. So you're telling me these players want to come from France and Spain or whatever to go live in London? One of the most expensive cities in the world, to go play for a team where you're probably not even going to make the squad? No, it's the code. It's the 42. They won't sign anyone else now, will they? 34 likes. Remember to share and like, please. Yes, please, guys. Please. Like I said, I'm aiming for 100 today. Ping that like button and I'll read out Chuck's code. And then I'll do a little bit about Arsenal. And then, this is something I want to point out. This is the deception that people have to see through. All right. So this Drew Holiday is one of the best players in the NBA. He won the gold medal with the US at the Olympics. All right. He's just a champion, isn't he? I think he won the NBA with the Bucks and with the Celtics. Now look at this. Think about what he's saying. Just slow down. It says, my faith in Jesus Christ is what motivates me every day. My faith in Jesus Christ is what motivates me every day. Great. I love it. It should. Amen, Drew Holiday. And then it continues. It continues. This is what he said. My faith in Jesus Christ is what motivates me every day. It's who I am. And it's the reason I play the game. So the first bit's great. My faith in Jesus Christ is what motivates me every day. And then he says, it's who I am. So basically, I'm a child of God. I'm defined as a child of God. Awesome. Wow. Don't believe you, but wow. And then he ends it with, and it's the reason I play the game. So he ends it with, he plays basketball because he worships God. These guys are absolute deceivers at the highest level, guys. Drew Holiday loves to throw up the 666 when he knocks down a three as well. He loves it. They all do, don't they? All right. It was showing me a video of all the US national team and their celebrations, and they were all satanic. It's like, how creative can we be at putting the 666 up? And they're laughing at you. They know. They know. So, yeah, guys, do you think God cares about Drew Holiday playing in the NBA? Do you think God's looking down Drew going, oh, you're a wonderful basketball player. I'm so glad that I blessed you, Drew. And his brother plays in the NBA as well. What are the chances of that? It's the same with Giannis and his brother, Steph Curry and Seth Curry. They play in the NBA. What are the chances of it, guys? What are the chances of it? Siblings playing in the best league in the world. There's not many players on a roster in the NBA. So many brothers, guys. Anyways, finally going to read out Chuck's code. Oh, there's 3 Holiday brothers. Wow. 3 of them. Wow. Where's his code? Here it is. I'm not going to stop now until I finish his code. Blatant Queen Riddle for West Ham. Crystal Palace versus West Ham, 24th of August, Premier League. Crystal Palace can stay on 19. head-to-head wins. West Ham can get their 26th all-time head-to-head win. Queen Elizabeth born in 1926. West Ham can get their 361st all-time Premier League win. 361 is 19 times 19. Queen in gematria equals 19. 19th prime is 8. West Ham can get their 8th head-to-head Premier League win. The 8th triangular is 36. The 36th pentagonal number is 1926, 1926. West Ham last beat Palace on 1-1-22. Wow, master numbers. A span of 251 days before the Queen's death, who died on the 251st day of the year. 1-1 like 11, like the Queen was buried 11 days after her death at 11 a.m. on 9-8, and they last played each other on the Queen's 98th birthday. I don't know why this is not seeing more likes. Glasner can get his 111th all-time loss. The Queen was born on the 111th day of 1926. Glasner can stay on 24 Premier League points. 24th prime is 89. The Queen died on a date written 8-9, the 8th of September. West Ham equals 89. West Ham can stay on 443 all-time Premier League losses. 443 is the 86th prime. Crystal Palace Football Club equals 86. Oh my word. 4-3-3 is one of the most popular formations in football as well. Guys, how good is that? Yeah, the basketball, baseball, football. Yeah, at the highest level. Thank you. Look, Gamer 2's just come in. Gamer 2, ping that like button, brother. I see you've just come in. So, Gamer 2 has just come in. Have you just come in, brother? He must have started the stream like pretty recently. I said early in the stream, if you go back and watch it, that Trossard scored his first touch. He always comes off the bench and scores. And he looked like this, brother. He didn't smile. He didn't jump up. All right. It was like I said, it was like he just missed the penalty in a penalty shootout. That's how he looked. And he's just scored this really important goal away at Villa Park, which has become a fortress. I'm glad you saw it. So here you go, guys. Backs up what I said. Trossard didn't celebrate. And then like a minute afterwards, he did the thing with his eyes. Because he's like, oh, I better do that. It's like he didn't want to do it. And remember, Trossard plays for Belgium, who are the Red Devils, and he scored the opening goal against the Villains. Why would you want your nickname to be the Villains? Can somebody give me a woo in the chat? Why would you want your nickname to be the Villains or the Red Devils? It's satanic. No, why do you want to be a villain? Why do you want to be a devil? Because Satan controls it all. Yes, I've met Beckham. I chatted with Beckham for about 15 minutes. I kicked a ball with Beckham. My club coached against Beckham. When his son, Romeo, was playing, we drew 2-2. He scored 2. He was actually very good. All right. So, yes, I met Beckham, properly met him, not just saw him. I met him. I chatted with him. I pinged a ball around with him. Even though he was wearing Timberlands, he could still ping a ball. He signed my shirt. It was weird. It was my last game of the season coaching, and my club bought me a brand new Man United shirt. We didn't know. We were playing against Laguna. Laguna is where Romeo was playing, and he was number 7. He took all the set pieces. And my parents, because I was coaching a team in Manhattan Beach, they got me a Man United shirt saying thank you. So we had a really great season. And he signed the shirt. I still have it. It's the only Man United shirt I have, and because I gave the other ones away. I'm trying to figure out, do I sell it? What do I do with it? I've got a signed David Beckham shirt. I got a photo with him, and it's arguably the worst photo ever. My mate, Matthew, I'm not going to say his last name. My mate, Matthew, was there. So he was watching. Again, we didn't even know we were going to be up against Beckham's son's team. We didn't know. We didn't expect Beckham there. There was paparazzis everywhere. And my mate Matthew, he had this like very average phone, and I didn't have my phone with me. I said, bro, take a photo. I said, Bex, do you mind if I have one photo? I know that everybody's going to want a photo with you. All right. I feel a bit embarrassed asking, but can I get a photo? Now, my mate Matthew took it, the blurriest photo ever. Like, people were like, which one's Beckham? Like not complimenting me. And he had a beanie hat on as well, which didn't help. So it's like, I don't care now. But for about 2 years, I was like, I'm with Beckham, hanging out with him. I'm having a chat with him. All right. I'm pinging balls with him. And this is all I got, this photo. But I got the signed shirt. So I was like, okay. So yeah, I've met Beckham. And he was actually very nice. But again, the angels of light, you know what I mean? That's how they present themselves. 2 Corinthians 11:14, and no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. Now, there's got to be a reason why Beckham moved to Los Angeles, which translates to the angels. I watched Beckham multiple times. You want to see the Beckham photo? I don't know if I got it. Let me find it. You won't be able to even know it's me. Give me a sec. Let me try find it. So, yeah, I was like, oh my word, Matt, like the worst photo ever. Because he said I was shaking. It's from Lancashire. Oh, shaking, Edders. Oh, shaking, lad. I'm sorry. I was like, could have taken more than one. All right, you could have taken more than one, bro. So I'm going to show you it. But you're going to go, is that really Beckham? It was Beckham. So I watched him play for the Galaxy a few times, and he did nothing. He stood in the middle of the pitch, and I'm telling you, I used to tell the boys, I was like, I'm pretty sure there's something in his contract where you're not allowed to go near him. It was in the middle of the park. Usually he's a right midfielder when he was at United Madrid. He was central midfield, pretty much like a quarterback, more actually defensive midfield. And I'm almost certain nobody was allowed to go near him. So he'd get the ball, everybody would cheer. He'd play a sideways pass, people would go mental. Then he'd occasionally play a 40, 50-yard diag. You know how good he is at passing. The whole stadium just went mental. It was like Brady throwing like a touchdown. It was embarrassing. I was like, can't somebody go? I would Matt Beckham out of this game. I was getting annoyed. My mates were like, just chill out. Guys, this is a funny photo because I am a very good coach. I am. I'll admit it. And somebody stuck my head on Guardiola's body. Can you see that? It made me laugh. Because I won like loads of championships. Somebody put my, when I was in Mexico, stuck my head on Guardiola's body. That made me laugh. I'm looking at photos here that I've not looked at in ages. Give me a moment, guys. Sorry. Man, there's all sorts of photos here. You're not going to tell it's Beckham. Come on. Oh, my word, guys, I've just seen something. You know, I was a massive Man United fan. I shared a photo of Juan Mata. He was one of my favorite players. He's doing the Baphomet. I can't find it. It was that long ago. I'm going to see what year it was. I'm nearly at the bottom. I've got a photo here with Chris Eubank. That's me and Chris Eubank. It was in Vegas airport. I've got a photo with the Miz. I didn't realize I had so many photos. No, I wish I never looked for this. It's taking forever. Do you guys know The Miz? Look at this, guys. This is me as a wrestling fan. So I actually look like someone out of Hollywood here. I look pretty good. I'm wearing a CM Punk shirt, and I'm with The Miz. Can you see it? Give me a woo. That's me and The Miz. And I've got a CM Punk shirt on. I didn't know any of this stuff back then. I love CM Punk for whatever reason. And now I see all the Satanism with him. You know, I tell you all that my favorite number's 11. That's when I played for Hollywood. Played for Hollywood, and this was my coach. Some of you know him. That was my coach, Vinnie Jones. He loved me. He would constantly compliment me. Teammates got annoyed. Like, why you always sucking off Adam? And that's what they'd say. He would just constantly compliment me. It was so weird. Because I thought he would hate my style of play. Come on. Where are you, Beckham? He's even haunting me now with the photo. I may have deleted it because it's so bad. Whoever brought this up, you've affected my flow here. Did you know I used to be the heavyweight champion? Come on, Beckham. Come on. I'm so hot. Oh, my word. I'm wearing a Man United shirt saying Manchester United till I die. Oh, man, I was in love with Man United. Thank you, God, for getting me out of that idolatry. I was like, here. You're going to laugh. It's the worst photo ever. I found it. Yeah, the Miz is pretty big. It's very muscular as well. Look, it's the worst photo. I even had to play around with it to make it look like this. So I used to have long blonde hair, right? And you're not going to be able to tell here. But that's Beckham. I promise you, on my life. And that's me next to him. So how bad is that photo? So bad. And that was when I had like really long blonde hair because my hair would go blonde with the sun. Anyways, yeah, I've got older brother. I used to look a lot younger than I do now. You know what I mean? People forget this about me. I made it black and white. I had to make it black and white because the actual colored version was even worse. I was like, God, just edit it, like make it look a bit clearer. Don't worry, like my mate Matthew, I still let him know about it. I let him know about that photograph. I was like, you absolutely ruined me there. But now I don't care because it's idolatry. I'm not bothered. But it crushed me. It crushed me. And you know now, like for example, now, listen, I don't know how long ago it was, 2012, maybe 12 years ago. So think about 12 years ago to now. Like everybody pretty much now, if you're living in LA, has the most up-to-date phone, yeah? Yeah, Vinny was my coach for like 2.5 years. I went to his house. This is what I mean. Some people were like, this illusion, he's got all this knowledge. You lived in LA, he hung around with celebrities, all this sort of stuff. He's one of them. It's not like that. My story is so organic. So I went to Vinnie Jones's his house in Beverly Hills. He would host parties. And the story about me playing for Hollywood, do you know the story? Hey, O'Malley. Yeah. People have asked for my autograph. I'll never forget when I was in the mall and a girl came up to me. She knew me as the Illusion. Didn't know who she was. All right, it was like a 15-year-old girl. Are you the YouTuber Illusion? I was like, yeah. And got a photo, and the girl was like, come out. It was so weird because I know most of the kids where I live because I worked in the schools, either teaching English or coaching. So, like, most people know me, but I didn't recognize these girls. And are you the Illusion? I was like, oh, yeah. It was surreal. Weirdly, I didn't enjoy it. It was a bit weird. What was I saying? Oh, with Vinny. So here's what happened. I was playing in a decent team. And I was playing in Santa Monica. And I scored a hat trick. And 2 players for Hollywood watched me. I didn't know they were watching. I didn't care who were watching. Scored a hat trick, and I just ran the game. They came up to me after the game. They're like, you? I'm like, me? Because I was a bit like, you? Like my head. You? What? Who are you two? Like, just, I'm not obviously the biggest, but I've got like a little bit of like fire in me. I'm like, what? You? Yeah, come here. Come here. I'm like, why? Just come here. Seriously. I was like, okay, what's up? Like, you're bloody good player or whatever. I was like, thank you. Like, you shouldn't be playing for this team though. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, yeah, come to a real team. And I'm like, what do you mean a real team? Like, let me introduce you to our coach. I was like, where is he? He's over by the bar, the pub, which was across the road from the pitch. I was like, nah, I'm not going there. I need to go. It's like, trust me. He played in the Premier League. So now, remember me? I was a diehard Premier League fan, Man United fan. The mystery of it all. He played in the Premier League. He's coaching them. I'm like, who is it? Who is it? And I didn't think Vinny. I know obviously Vinny became an actor. He's been in X-Men and Gone in 60 Seconds and all sorts of popular movies. So I go over there and straight away I was like, oh my word, that's Vinny Jones. And they introduced me to him, said, oh, this lad just scored an hat trick, sign him up, great player, we're going to need him, la-di-da-di-da. And he was like, all right, give him my email, son. All right, I want him here next week at whatever time it was. I was like, well, what about my team? And he was like, I'm going to swear. Can I swear, YouTube? I guess you demonetized me for everything. Oh, he went, fuck them. We're the best team. I was like, okay. So I remember telling the boys, I didn't tell them straight away. I was like, a few days after, I was like, boys, I'm signing for Hollywood. And they're like, oh, no, I knew they'd come for you. I was like, what? So, yeah, that's my story. And then Vinny coached me for a few years. He became a friend. We had some great players. I'll never forget the day, right, where I was playing right midfield. It would put me everywhere. I was playing right midfield, and usually my right back, who played with me, was the star from Hollyoaks. All right? And his name's Ricky Whittle. Have you guys heard of Ricky Whittle? Like the best abs you'll ever see. He lives in the US because he's like a popular actor. I think he's in the show American Gods. But Ricky Whittle, for you guys in England, he was in Hollyoaks. He was in Dream Team. There was a TV show called Dream Team, Harchester United. And his cousin's Mikel Antonio, who plays for West Ham. So he was playing right back. And he was good, but he was lightning fast and he was strong as an ox, but technically he wasn't great. So it's like, give me the ball. Let me do the technical stuff. You do all the running. All right, the defensive work. Give me the ball. Now, there was a few games where he wasn't the right back, and not all of you will know this player, but he played in the Premier League and he played for Chelsea. So he was playing right back, and his name's Mario Melchior. And he played for the Netherlands and Chelsea. So there's Mario Melchior and the Illusion on the right-hand side. Yeah, he played Calvin in Hollyoaks. And he was like probably the most famous guy to come out of Hollyoaks. And all the girls like are all over him. So that was crazy. Callum Best once played in our team and one of the worst players I've ever seen. Can somebody give me a woo? It's so wild. Like, when people talk about genes, because I think George Best was possessed. Everybody talks about genes. It's all about your genes. George Best, one of the best players to ever play the game. Callum Best was awful. And he thought he was good. So he came like, he thought he was like this superstar, which again is way more famous than most people that I've ever met. But he couldn't play football. But Vinny like gave him a run out. And another player who I played with, and it was only for 2 games. And weirdly, he was really nice and he was really good. And in this game, I was on his TV show and I didn't mean to be. And I'm only on it for like 5 seconds. He was left back. And Vinny put me central midfield. And he said, their best player, this is how much Vinny valued me. Their best player is like their number 8, the big lanky guy. I need you to man mark him. He called me ads. I need you to man mark him. I'm like, Vin, like I'm a striker. Like, that's not what I do. Like, I'm not the guy you want man marking somebody. He said, trust me, man mark him. Do not let him dictate the play. And that was such a different game for me. And I loved it. And who was that left back who kept giving me the ball? Don't know if you know him. Mark Wright. Do you guys know Mark Wright? The Essex guy? I don't know what else he's doing now, but his name's Mark Wright, and he was really good. He wasn't the quickest, but his left foot was brilliant. His vision was great. He's a good communicator. And he didn't take more than 3 touches. He got it. Maybe take another one. He'd give it to me. And he was a great player. And he was filming a show called Mark Wright's Hollywood Nights. And I was on it because I was playing futsal with him. And I ruined him as well. But he only caught a clip of me doing it. And there's a clip of me, I think, in the game playing for Hollywood. I think we won 3-1. I was like, oh, come on, I hope it's got my highlights in it, being all like egotistical. And it showed me like for like a second or 2 seconds. I was like, oh, great. I remember because I assisted one of the goals. It was one of the few games I didn't score because I was playing central midfield. And I assisted one, played this diag for Danny Mountain to head in. I was like, that's got to be on his show. It wasn't. I was fuming because I was so egotistical, wasn't I? Yeah, Made in Essex, I think it was called. But he had a show called Mark Wright's Hollywood Nights. And he came to Hollywood and filmed a show. I don't know how successful it was. What was the date you met Beckham? It was 2012, and it was when England were playing Italy in a friendly. I can tell you now. I'll tell you the exact date. 2012, England versus Italy. It was... Was it a friendly? Was it 2012? Wait. They were definitely playing each other. Oh, it's this game. August the 15th, 2012. Italy against England. It was August the 15th. That makes sense. That's when the season would end for coaching the youth football. Italy versus England. So I met Beckham August the 15th. I'm going to have to look that up. That's the day after my brother's birthday. Oh, I don't really get along with him, fortunately. But he's still a decent enough guy. Let me check. So it says 2012, which was supposed to be the end of the world. Oh my word! I met Beckham 4 months and 2 days after my birthday. Oh, come on, get me away from that. 8 months. Exactly 8 months before my birthday. Oh my word, guys! I met Beckham a span of 4 months and 2 days after my birthday. How old was I then? This is ridiculous, man. How old was I when I met him? 26. Big Queen number. I was 26 years old when I met Beckham. So, yeah, I met him 12 years ago. I could have just done basic math. I met Beckham when I was 26. Queen 26, born in 26, became the Queen on 2/6, died 2 months and 6 days before King Charles's birthday. Oh, you can't make this stuff up. So, yeah. Wait, 815. I think that's when the Society of Jesus as well were recognized by the Catholic Church. That's just mental. Wait. So I met him with 138 days left in the year, and 13 times 8 is 104. And I was born on the 104th day of the year. Oh my word. Yeah, thank you for making me look into that. The only reason I can get that date is because I know we talked about Italy and England. We were like, do you think they're going to win? He was like, yeah, of course we're going to win. Of course we're going to win. And I can't believe they won, because their actual lineup, I remember looking at it, was an absolute joke. It was Jack Butland, Jagielka, Gary Cahill, Leighton Baines, Kyle Walker, Lampard, Carrick, Andy Carroll, Tom Cleverley, Ashley Young. That has to be one of the worst England starting 11s I've ever seen, if not the worst. But then again, Italy's is not much better. They've got a couple of stars. De Rossi was playing. Aquilini was a decent player. So it was like they were playing it was almost like England B team. But we talked about this game. So it finished 2-1. Jagielka and Defoe scored. I used to love Defoe as well. He was always in my fantasy teams. I was like, Defoe, man, he's so underrated. Like the best finisher the league's ever seen. I was like a huge fan of Jermaine Defoe. Just, 2-1, war. Remember Hitler, who died exactly 21 years before the Church of Satan was founded. Finished 2-1. Yeah, we're having some flashbacks here, guys. I don't know how we got talking about this stuff, but I got a few stories. Adam, you met Beckham 144 months ago. No way. Come on. Are you serious? What, from today, from this presentation? Oh my word, yeah. Bro, can you see? Look. Bro, oh my word, I sound like such a douche. Sorry about that. Bro. So, I met Beckham exactly 12 years and 9 days ago. And today leaves 129 days left in the year. Bro. Anyways, guys. Yeah, married to Michelle Keegan from Coronation Street. Did you meet Stone Cold? No. Met The Miz. Met Roman Reigns. Met Seth Rollins. Met Dean Ambrose. Met Mick Foley. Met Christian from Edge and Christian. Met The Miz. Met Cody Rhodes. Who else? Met Ric Flair. Woo! Met Jim Ross. Who else have I met? Sin Cara, the Mexican wrestler, the mask. And I'm missing some. I've got one unbelievable photo with the Shield. And I'm not like directly in the photo. And Roman Reigns, maybe you knew that. I've got it here. People are like, oh my word, you look like a member of the Shield. Are you ready for this, guys? So the Shield, when they were like at their peak, I couldn't be bothered lining up. Or maybe I did. Let me think. Did I line up? I did line up. And then I got a photo of them, like a selfie. And Roman Reigns looks like he wants to kill me, like he wants a one-on-one at WrestleMania for the Universal Championship. Because I do have a bit of an energy sometimes where I'll look at people, and maybe I looked at him a weird way, but here you go. You won't be able to see this clearly, I don't think. But I'm going to zoom into Roman Reigns and me. So there's me. I don't know if you can see Roman there. It's too hard for me to zoom in. That's Roman Reigns. And then next to, that's the Shield. But Roman Reigns, like, is staring at me like he wants to fight me. I'm telling you. I met the wrestlers in LA. So I went to the Staples Center and I paid for this SummerSlam pass. It was like expensive. It's like $150. But at that time, I loved wrestling. I used to go to the Staples Center and watch wrestling and the Lakers. So I was like, you know what? How often is an English guy going to be able to meet all of these wrestlers in one go? So I thought $150, whatever, I'll pay it. So yeah, I met them all. Daniel Bryan, the Bella twins, the Bella blokes. that's hilarious, Benjamin. Roman acknowledged the illusion, and I think Roman could sniff that I know the truth. At the time, I didn't know the truth, though. I didn't know that I knew it. But yeah, Roman looked at me like, is that the guy who's going to be exposing the whole wrestling industry? Yeah, that's me. I'll do another video about it. Any female celebrities you met? Not as many with women. I remember my mate dated a girl from Hollyoaks, so we went on nights out with all the Hollyoaks girls who were really attractive. I met all the women from the US women's national team, like Abby Wambach and Alex Morgan and all of them, when they were the best players in the world in women's. But women, famous. I know there's going to be a handful, but I can't think of them. Oh, Zooey Deschanel. Do you know her? Zooey Deschanel, the actress, met her, spoke with her. She was in New Girl. There was a show called New Girl, and it was being filmed in Venice Beach. And I was there, and we were on the set of it, me and my mate Mark. Zooey Deschanel, she's an actress, pretty famous. And I'm sure there's a few others, guys. I can't think off the top of my head. I've been in some of these fancy clubs and stuff where they would have been there. Maybe I saw them, didn't chat with them. I don't know. Yeah, she looks like Katy Perry, like almost identical. She's tiny as well, but she was nice. I've never met anyone like mega famous women, like a Rihanna or a Taylor Swift or anything like that. I've met the Queen, seen the Queen face to face, never talked to her though. But I've seen the Queen up close and personal. Nothing to shout about, is it? I've also written a book about the Queen, and I thank Queen Elizabeth every day, giving me a career. Thank you, Elizabeth. Anyways, I couldn't tell, Joseph, I was too young. Back in the day, I wasn't looking at women like, are they a dude? The only time growing up where I asked like my dad and a few other people if are they men, was the Williams brothers, Venus and Serena. I was like, I remember saying to my dad, they look like men, like they move and play like men. They're good, aren't they? It was like, yeah, they're very masculine, but obviously they're not men. There was that one. And I was like, okay, yeah, of course, they can't be men. What am I thinking? But they look like it. And then China from wrestling. So I used to watch it all the time with my brother John. And I was like, whoa, this girl's built like a dude. Now I'm like, yeah, because it's a dude. But back then I was like, man, whew. But I was like, it can't be a dude because I was young. I was like, can't be a dude. Like, it's got boobs, obviously fake. And they were like massively, there was a big gap between them both. But anyways, other than that, no, when I saw the Queen, I wasn't like, wait, is Elizabeth a bloke? No, it's just a little woman. All right, walking like going in reverse. I only saw her for about 20 seconds. I was like, what am I even doing looking back? Like standing there to get a glimpse of a granny? Let's be real. I'm standing there to get a glimpse of a granny doing that, walking painfully slow. And I think it were cold, like really cold. Pathetic looking back. But hey, I loved the world back then. But I think the funniest comment of the stream is Roman can see you know the truth. That made me laugh. You met Eric Bailey at Selfridges. Put that on your gravestone, brother, when you die. You met Eric Bailey at Selfridges. That guy he's always on his ass. It reminds me of Wan-Bissaka. Everyone loved Bailey. I don't rate defenders who are constantly on their ass, sliding and diving in and fouling people. If that Bailey had a bit more composure and self-control, he would have been unbelievable. He was so erratic. Everything's so quick, man. If you watch Maldini play, it always seems slow. He was in control. People like Wan-Bissaka and Bailey, everything's just super fast with them, and it's not good enough, in my opinion. Right. I don't know if I need to say anything else. A lot of my codes, guys, I share with you, the sports ones on the community page of YouTube. Obviously, on my website, they're always there. Thank you to Rico. He coded Fulham to win today. That was a brilliant code. And they won 2-1. Tottenham absolutely smashed Everton. But this always seems to happen to Everton. They get absolutely smashed, and then they go on a run where they're so hard to beat. Have you noticed that with Everton? Like, they'll go games where it's like, oh, Everton, we're going down, sack Dyche, absolute joke, there's no creativity. And then out of nowhere, like, it's like, wait, we've just gone 7 games without losing. Dyche, man, he's put together a strong unit here. And that's what happens with Everton. So, look, they played 2, lost 2, not scored, and conceded 7. It's like, oh, man, we're going down. It's like, nah. Everton always go on these runs where they pick up 1-0 wins. And it's like so predictable. It's just becoming so predictable. You know your top 4 is going to be City, Arsenal, Liverpool. And the 4th one is the only one where you're like, oh, maybe it's United. Maybe it's Spurs, maybe it's Villa. But you know that City, Arsenal, and Liverpool are going to be in the top 3. It's just boring. Now, I will say the relegation this year is very interesting. I'll give Satan that. All right? I'll give Satan that. I don't think it's just the case of, all right, Ipswich are going down, Leicester are going down, Southampton. I don't think it's that blatant this year, especially with Leicester. And yeah, there's teams like Bournemouth could go down. Wolves could go down. I'm not sure Brentford will do that great this year. Palace always end up finishing like 11th. It's like, oh, Palace might go down. It's like, nah, it won't. They'll finish 11th. Did you see that? It's a player who was playing for Palace, and he just signed back with Fulham. And he played 113 games for Palace. All right? 113 games for Palace. And he left. Now, Palace's nickname is the Eagles. Now, we know Kobe Bryant equals 113. He was drafted round 1, pick 13. He made his NBA debut 11-3. And you've got this ex-Eagles player signing for Fulham on Kobe's birthday. And Kobe Bryant supported the Eagles, Philadelphia. Look, it's this guy. Oh, you can't see it. Anderson has been capped 36 times by Denmark. Mark, the 36, 666, the 36 try. He has also played for Copenhagen, Midtjylland, 20, Sampdoria, and Lyon. Palace signed Anderson in 2021, and he went on to play 113 times for the Eagles. And then he signs for Fulham on Kobe's birthday, who supported the Eagles, who's Mr. 113. Oh, guys, did you enjoy that PSG 6-0? Jan, can you give me a woo if you watch my code on my video on Kobe's birthday? I said, hey, Paris Saint-Germain, they're playing on Kobe's birthday, exactly 4 years after they lost the Champions League final on Kobe's 42nd birthday. They're going to win, all right? And they opened the scoring after 4 minutes. And they won 6-0. And on my website, when it was 4-0, I said it's going to be more than 4. Because it could be 5-0 or 6-0, take over 4.5. Kobe was drafted 50th draft. Last game, he got 60 points. So it went 5-0 after 60 minutes, which told me it was going to go 6-0, and it did. And they won 6-0. And remember, they won their first game of the season 4-1. And Kobe Bryant equals 41. And he died at age 41. And the PSG coach stayed on 101 draws in his career and 96 losses. And in Kobe's last ever game, oh my word, I need a short video about this. In Kobe's last ever game, right, it finished 101-96 and he got 60 points. On Kobe Bryant's 46th birthday, Paris Saint-Germain's coach stayed on 101 draws, 96 losses, and won 6-0. Everyone in the chat give me a woo. I'll say it one more time. You can look this up. I'll do a short video. Paris Saint-Germain's coach, all right, is Luis Enrique. Born 5'8", Kobe Bryant equals 58, right? He stayed on 101 draws and 96 losses in his career after winning 6-0 on Kobe's birthday. Kobe's last ever game was 101-96, and he scored 60 points. I have just realized how good that code is. It's actually 10 out of 10. That's actually 10 out of 10. Hey, Emmanuel, God bless you. I had Spurs to win 4 or 5-0, and Romero to score in his 100th match without coding. Brilliant, Gus. Good job. Good job. They won 4-0, didn't they? So that needs a short video, the Paris Saint-Germain one. And remember, the Society of Jesus were founded in Paris, France, and Kobe died on his way from leaving Catholic Mass. Society of Jesus, Pope Francis is a member, head of the Catholic Church, or at least the face of it, the ugly face of it. Right, I'm done. All of you, please ping the like on the way out. I was going to reduce my YouTube content because I'm not getting enough views and I'm exhausted from doing it all. But I'm here again. So please support it. Please like it. Please share it. You can support me in different ways by tuning in, liking it, signing up to the website, golden information every single day, checking out my books, sharing my stuff on Instagram. I came off X because it's the most toxic platform online, maybe after Discord, which literally means to disagree. I don't know why you want to be part of a Discord, which Discord means disagree. But I appreciate you all. You learned a bit more about who I am, my life, some of my stories. Premier League's coded completely. Everything's coded. And again, I hope you start reading this. And maybe I'll do a stream one time, like I said, and just read the book of Matthew. It's quite a lot of pages, but not too many. I'll just read the book of Matthew, and we'll just study the Word of God together. Thank you, Adam. My pleasure. So, yeah, young class. I covered Chelsea. It's 42 players in the squad. It's all about the beast reigning for 42 months. They ain't great. These players ain't great. Just watch them carefully. Some of them are. Some of them are go like, whoa, okay, you're really talented. And there's many, they're not. They're there for either the code, the satanic connections, rituals, whatever it is. They ain't great footballers. They're not. And you'll start seeing that if you actually just relax and watch the quality of play. It ain't that great. Some of the mistakes is just shocking for how much money they supposedly get. Thank you, Adam. Always look forward to your videos. No, thank you. Thanks for supporting me, brother. I appreciate you. And you got Haaland hat-trick today, yeah? You took Erling Haaland hat-trick, yeah? Am I right in saying that? Hey, good for you. Good for you. God bless you. God bless every single one of you, okay? Take care. Much love. God wins. Woo-hoo! Baby! Good lad, Alto, that you're not watching again. Use your time wisely. You don't need to watch these games. They're a waste of time. Much love. Take care. God wins.